10 looking at these issues. We continue to support the Palestinian Authority on their reform agenda. Our most senior individual, probably of the last 25 years on delivery, Michael Barber, is working hand in hand with them. But have we brought this conflict to an end? It saddens me greatly that we have not, as an international community, been able to bring this conflict to an end. Does it make me, I'm getting emotional talking to you, as the father of 3 children, looking at the images that all of us see on our social media of children maimed and killed. Of course it affects me. I'm a human being. But in the end, it is the work diplomatically, to try and bring this conflict to an end that I have to be part of. Can the UK do that unilaterally? No, we cannot. Have we got to do that with partners? Yes, we can. And we continue to lead and work with partners, as you saw a few weeks ago. But is it desperately frustrating? Of course it's frustrating. Is it unconscionable? Yes, it's unconscionable. Is it an abomination? Of course it's an abomination. The ceasefire needs to happen. The aid needs to get in. The hostages need to get out. We have been saying that time after time after time. And it's reprehensible, some of the language that we're seeing from senior politicians in Israel, like Minister Katz.
Thank you. I've got Monica, then Tracy, you want to come back on this? Then Sam, then Tracy, then James on this particular point.
Foreign Secretary, you made the point that I was going to make, that the public are watching and they want the British government to do something, and I appreciate what's been done already, but they want you to do more. Now, there are things you could do. You've sanctioned Ben-Gvir and Smotrich. You could sanction Katz, who's advocated for the aid blockade and for the 20 new settlements in the APT. It is not true to say that UK weapons are not going into Israel. Components of F-35s are. So at what point do we stop that? And when are you going to recognise a Palestinian state? There is more that can be done.
On your first point, you know that I can't comment on sanctions that are under consideration, but you have heard my statements about what has been said by Minister Katz, and you will have heard my statements previously about Ministers Smotrich and Ben-Gvir, and then the subsequent decision that I took. That's the first issue. On the issue of recognition, this is an important issue. We believe in this country, and I think it's a cross-party position, to stand up for 2 states. The Palestinian cause is a just cause, and it is important that we recognise. The question is when and how. And of course I recognise that that's a subject of debate and discussion, and we are working, of course, with our French and Saudi Arabian partners. They were going to have a conference. It did not take place because of the 12-day war with Iran. That conference, I understand, is to be reconvened on the 28th of July, but it's not yet at the leaders' level, and they're indicating that will be delayed in September. But of course we continue to work with them. Ms. Harding, I suspect that you stand by the work that our country has to do in relation to conflict in other theatres in the world. I suspect you would not want us to send direct parts for F-35s to Israel, and we are not doing that. But I also think that you would not want us to not participate in the supply pool to the whole F-35 programme across the world. There are partners, particularly in Europe, that we would not want to undermine, and it's for that reason that we made that decision, and I'm pleased that that was upheld by the courts just a few weeks ago.